Desperate Emerson Mnangagwa's regime is trying by all means possible to explain a narrative, but all is not well. And we need to take a look onto what is really happening and what they've said so far, so that you get to understand the deception right here. According to the Herald, they say that constitutional amendment will make a diaspora vote possible. And the question is that so? So when you're looking at the constitutional amendment bill number 3, which is being proposed, they say that it will make the diaspora vote easy. And I'm asking myself how? Because according to them, what is going to happen is you are going to have parliamentary and council elections, no presidential elections. Then after parliamentary and council, the president will be elected in parliament. So I'm trying to figure out how people in diaspora will be able to vote if they were not allowed to vote in 2023 simply because the government said it was not possible. How is it now possible right now? Because they cited a law which they said you are required to have resided in a constituency for quite a certain period of time for you to be in the voters' roll. So how is that possible? Because they've not talked about that. Another issue is they cited and say that when you are voting, you need to vote for the councillor, you need to vote for the MP. And they said it was impossible for someone to be allowed simply to vote for the president and not for the MP and not for the councillor. So now that they are saying that it's now possible, how is it possible? It's strange. The best thing was to make sure that they vote vachivhotera president. It was going to make a lot of sense kuti wherever they are, they would vote for a president. It was going to make sense. Let's go straight to the report and understand what they mean. So they say that Zimbabweans living abroad will be able to vote in national elections once the recently gazetted Constitutional Amendment Bill number 3 of 2026 is passed and attendant changes to the Electoral Act are made. Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Minister Ziyambi said. In his remarks during an interactive meeting with journalists aimed at unpacking the act in Harare last week, the bill in Harare last week, Ziyambi said that the proposed amendments, particularly Section 92, will naturally result in the amendment of the Electoral Act. And the proposed changes to Section 92 will result in parliamentary process for electing the president. Currently, president is elected through a direct vote under the first past post electoral system. Parliamentary selection of the president will insulate the office of the president from divisive rancor, galvanize national cohesion, and revitalize Zimbabwe's democratic ethos, elevating our nation as Africa's paragon of serene power transitions. So we are asking questions. What has changed now? Zvakanga zvisiri kukwanisika in 2023 zvakukwanisika ike zvino. Tumuri kuti hanzi vanhu vari kudiaspora vakugona kuvhota vachivhotera ani, because they don't have my constituencies, they don't have my wards avari active in, but they have a president. So vanenge vachivhota vachiti tiri kumbovhotera ani chaizvo. That is the question which we have for you, ZANU-PF people. Pamaiti hazviitiki, what had happened? Why the change now? So, in my own view, Ziyambi is bringing this so as to try and calm down the people who are making noise about this and say, okay, can at least vote at the diaspora voting iripo, so we have to accept it. That is nonsense. If you want the diasporians to vote, you simply need to amend the law, the Electoral Act, allow them to vote. It's simple as that. It doesn't need sangomas, it doesn't need ngangas for someone to come and explain about that. So, Ziyambi say that this is not yet important because it will become important after the bill has been passed. So that is when Ziyambi believes that it will be important. We have been calling for the Electoral Act to be in sync with the constitution, to be in line with the constitution for a very long time now. But it seems as if we have not gotten that chance. So we are asking questions. Why now? It might sound as if we just like to critique, but we also need to ask questions. We need to be honest with ourselves. You cannot simply wake up one day and say, what modalities have you put in place? So I've seen a lot of people, they are celebrating this thing. All I can say is, it will not happen so easily as many people believe. So let us put our efforts together as the people of Zimbabwe, each and every one of us in his own way, with the same agenda, to make sure that we stop Uganda. Look at how they've made our communities, our societies desperate. Vana chaivo vari kushungurudzika, vabereki vari kushungurudzika, munhu wese ari kushungurudzika. Yet we have people who are simply neglecting the entire nation because they are greedy. What do you gain? What is your benefit from all this which is happening? They can't even explain, they can't even answer. So yes, we want people in the diaspora to be able to vote, but it cannot be determined and decided by just a few individuals when they feel it. They simply make a law which favors you. When they feel it, they make a law which is against you. Pavada evil. When we all wanted diaspora people to be allowed to vote, they couldn't provide that provision. They couldn't fight for that. They couldn't stand up for us. Now, all of a sudden, everything just changed. So, this is very important. And this is a desperate government. Ana Ziyambi vari kushaura kuti votsanangura vachiti kudinde chipi chavangataura chingafadza vanhu. That is the reason why they are now desperate, and they are now throwing stories left, right, and center, trying to bring new narratives. It won't work. Because kana matobvisa president imimi, matotaura imimi kuti diaspora vote yacho haichatoshandiki nayo yakutonetsa. Unless if they had said, hatichaite zvekuvhotera vanhu directly, you now vote for the party. Kana mavhotera party, taakuchidivide kuti ava vane mapesenti mangana, ava vane mapesenti mangana. Without such a system, these people, they are simply joking. So this is very important. We will continue to look at it and understand what is really happening at this point in time, but as now Miramush, time will tell what is going to happen in Zimbabwe. I think this is the right time for those in authority to simply let change happen.